I don't even know how to start this. I've watched so many of these confession videos, and I never thought I'd be sitting here doing one myself. But I can't keep this in anymore. It's eating me alive, and maybe, just maybe, putting it out there will somehow lighten the load. Or maybe it'll just make everything worse. I don't know. So, here it goes. I cheated. And not just cheated, but I cheated with my boss at a party. Let me rewind a little bit. My boyfriend, Mark, and I have been together for 5 years. 5 amazing years, mostly. We built a life together. We have our little apartment, our routines, our inside jokes. He's kind, he's steady, he's everything I thought I wanted, or at least everything I thought I should want. We'd gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. The spark, it wasn't gone, not entirely, but it had definitely mellowed into a warm, predictable glow. I told myself that was normal. That's what long-term relationships become.
Then there's my job. I work in marketing, and I love what I do. My boss, Chris, let's call him Chris. He's a formidable guy. Sharp, incredibly intelligent, charismatic, and yes, attractive. A bit older than me, probably late 40s. We always had a good professional rapport, but there was always this underlying current, a certain kind of playful banter that sometimes felt a little charged. Nothing overt, nothing unprofessional on the surface. Just a feeling. A feeling I usually brushed off as me overthinking things, or just enjoying a good working relationship. So, the company Christmas party. It was last Friday. Everyone was there. Mark was supposed to come, but he had a last-minute emergency at his own job, so I went alone. And that was mistake number 1, I guess. Or maybe it wasn't a mistake, just the first domino. I arrived feeling a bit deflated. It's never as fun to go to these things solo when
Everyone else is coupled up. I started with a glass of champagne, then another, then a cocktail. The music was loud, the room was buzzing, and I just wanted to forget I was there by myself.
Chris found me by the bar. He had this easy smile, the kind that makes you feel instantly at ease, even admired. He started complimenting my work on a recent project, talking about how much potential he saw in me. It felt good. Really good. Mark rarely talks about my work in such detail, not like that. Chris had this way of making me feel seen, truly understood professionally, but also personally. The drinks kept flowing. His hand brushed my arm once, then lingered a little too long when he handed me another drink. Our eyes met across the crowded room more times than I could count. Each time there was this silent acknowledgement, this almost imperceptible spark. I felt it, and I knew he did too. The conversation drifted from work to more personal things. He asked about my life outside the office, and I found myself opening up about little frustrations, little feelings of stagnation, things I hadn't even consciously admitted to myself, let alone to M.
Ark. He listened. He really listened. And his eyes, they were so intense. The thrill started to build then. It was a nervous energy, a giddy excitement that felt dangerous and exhilarating all at once. My heart was pounding, but not from fear, not yet. It was from the possibility, the forbidden possibility. I kept telling myself, whispers, don't be stupid. You have Mark. You love Mark. But another part of me, a small, reckless part, was whispering, what if? Just for tonight? No one has to know.
Eventually, the party started winding down. People were heading out. Chris asked if I wanted to grab one last drink, just to debrief the year. It sounded innocent enough, but the way he said it, the look in his eyes, I knew it wasn't about debriefing. I knew exactly what he was asking, and I said yes. We walked away from the main party into a quieter lounge area, then further into an empty conference room on another floor. It was dark, save for the city lights filtering through the blinds. The air was thick with tension, with all the unspoken words, all the glances, all the little touches from the night. And then he kissed me. It was everything I hadn't realized I was missing. It was passionate, demanding, electrifying. In that moment, the world narrowed down to just him and me. My body was on fire. The thrill was overwhelming. It was the adrenaline rush of doing something utterly wrong, something that could ruin everything, mixed with a pleasure so intense.
It was dizzying. I felt desired in a way that shook me to my core. It wasn't just physical. It felt like he saw me. the hidden, adventurous part of me that had been dormant for too long. I wasn't thinking about Mark or our 5 years or the life we built. I was just feeling. Raw, unadulterated, intoxicating feeling. The forbidden fruit tasted incredibly sweet. How's it? It didn't last long, maybe 15, 20 minutes, but it felt like an eternity, a completely separate universe where consequences didn't exist.
Then it was over. And that's when the wave hit. Not a slow trickle, but a sudden, crushing tsunami of guilt. The moment he pulled away, the silence in the room wasn't sexy anymore. It was deafening. The dim light wasn't romantic. It was exposing. My stomach dropped. What had I done? My heart, which had been racing with excitement, now hammered with shame and disgust. I looked at him, and all I could see was the enormity of my betrayal. The sweetness of the kiss turned to ash in my mouth. He smiled, a soft, almost triumphant smile, and for the first time, I saw him not as charming, but as someone who had just participated in shattering my world. And I had let him. I had wanted him to. I mumbled something about needing to go, and I practically ran out of that room. The journey home was a blur of tears and self-loathing. Every street lamp seemed to illuminate my failure. Every passing car felt
LT like it was judging me. My phone buzzed with a message from Mark. Had a long night. Almost home. Miss you. And that one message, that one innocent, loving message, twisted the knife in my gut even deeper. I hated myself. I hated myself for what I had done, for the lie I was now living, for the pain I was about to inflict one way or another. I walked into our apartment, and Mark was already asleep on the couch, waiting for me. He looked so peaceful, so trusting. I gently covered him with a blanket and just stood there, watching him, feeling like the most vile person on the planet. I was holding this terrible, disgusting secret, and it felt like a physical weight pressing down on my chest, making it hard to breathe. The next morning, waking up next to Mark was torture. His arm was around me, pulling me close, and I stiffened. Every touch felt like a lie. Every word he spoke was a reminder of my infidelity. I couldn't look him in the eye. I couldn't even bring myself to tell him I loved him. It felt like an utter fabrication. Going to work on Monday was even worse. Seeing Chris across the office, the unspoken, knowing glance we exchanged, it made me feel dirty. The thrill was completely gone, replaced by this sickening anxiety that someone would find out, that it would all come crashing down. The power dynamic felt completely warped. He had this secret over me, and I felt utterly exposed and vulnerable. It's been a few days since the party, and the guilt hasn't lessened. If anything, it's intensified. It's like a poison slowly seeping into every part of my life. My laughter feels hollow. My conversations with Mark feel like carefully constructed lies. I'm constantly replaying the night, trying to understand why. Was it the drinks? The loneliness? The stagnation in my relationship? Or something darker within me? I haven't told Mark yet. I'm terrified. Terrified of hurting him. Terrified of losing him. Terrified of the person I'll become if I keep this secret. But I'm also terrified of telling him and destroying everything we've built. Everything he deserves. So, here I am, putting it out there. I don't know what I expect from this. Absolution? Condemnation? Maybe just the tiny hope that speaking it, even to a camera, will start to break the hold it has on me. This guilt, it's a living thing, and it's suffocating me. Gee, thank you for listening. If you've ever been through something like this or have any advice, I don't know, I guess I'm just looking for a way out of this hell. Video ends with my eyes welling up again, then I cut the recording abruptly.